Okay, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining and thanks for our hiatus last week. We had a lot of travel plans and we decided to take a week off, but we're back. We're better than ever because we have our first guest. Teresa, do you want to introduce our guest?
Yes, we're so excited to have Meg here on the podcast.
Hi, Meggy P. Hi, Meg.
Hi, everyone.
How are you doing?
I'm great. We're in Cape Cod. It's summer. We're off from work. What could be better than that?
And you're 2 weeks before your wedding, which is also
yes.
you might have forgotten that, but
I did forget that.
Yeah.
Everyone was really impressed when I said that Meg was coming on this trip. I was like, oh, I'm going to see Maddie and Meg. And they were like, isn't she getting married in 2 weeks? And we were like, yeah, what else is she doing?
What else is she doing? She's a teacher. But Meg is our third of our three musketeers. So we're grateful that she's here and taking the time to record our podcast. She's had her fair share of wellness checks throughout our days.
Well, Meg is actually, I think we mentioned this on the first episode, but Meg is kind of like the reason for the name Wellness Check.
Yeah, she is. Did you know that?
I figured because, should I give the background?
Yeah.
So we had asynchronous grad school classes. So, we do like an hour of work every day and then sit around.
In the kiddie pool.
There really was not much going on. And there was this class and I had like almost a 100. There was a 5-point assignment. I was like, I don't want to do the 5-point assignment. Why did I not want to do it? I don't know, because I'm sure it was easy. It was 5 points. Didn't do it, didn't turn it in. The professor emailed me. I ignored it. I was running away. I was not trying to answer my professor. And he sent our program director to do a wellness check on me to my dorm. So the 5-point assignment, I should have just done it.
I was thinking, I forgot about that story. I was also thinking like the wellness check, I guess it kind of comes from like where May is coming up. That was kind of a big wellness check too.
That was, when I think wellness check, I'm thinking of that story because that's
funny because I think
originated. Guys, I had another one too that year. That was a bad year.
During the year?
Yeah, during the school year, my principal sat me down and was like, "Are you okay?" And
what was going on? Were you okay?
Yeah, my teacher was totally fine. She just was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No," and started sobbing. So
actually, I will say that was that your second year of teaching? Because that
was a bad year for me.
Yeah, you were unwell that year too.
My second year, which arguably it's weird. Arguably, like personally, I was more unwell the first year, but the second year was when I cried in 2 different of my, like one was my administrator and one was my supervisor's office. I cried twice. I haven't like cried at work since then, which arguably I should have, but that year I did it twice.
As long as it's not in front of the students, who cares if you're crying? Be vulnerable.
The day that I cried in my vice principal's office, I was so close to crying in front of the class. I held it together, and then I went to his office and just like lost it. So, but if you do cry in front of your students, like
it is what it is.
I don't know if I could come back from crying in front of my students. I work at a very small school now, and I do think the rumor mill would go on for years after about that one.
It would just be the legend.
It would be a legend.
But I guess when I'm thinking of wellness check it was like September and Teresa was very unwell and
no, but it was not September.
It was August. It was August.
It was August. But to be fair, I had kids in the building.
I know you
August
did.
1st,
you did,
which is insane.
And so we had a call because Teresa was like unwell, and it was funny because I had texted her roommate and was like, I feel like Teresa's not doing well. You should like check in on her. And he was like, yeah, I am. I took her golfing, whatever. Me and my roommate at the time like sent Teresa like a present. Do you remember the red wagon?
Yes, and I was so confused. This is a side tangent. Like it took me, you guys didn't address the package.
Yeah.
And so I get this red wagon and I'm like, is someone stalking me? Like, what is the deal? And then it occurred to me because she should also be a podcast guest.
Oh yeah, Leah Schwartz will be.
Our other friend from grad school, Leah, had this thing that she was like, which I don't, if any of them are listening, not sorry for this, but she was like, I am not carrying the boys of this program around in a little red wagon anymore. Like they're on their own and they need to figure it out.
Yeah.
So once I put 2 and 2 together, I was like, oh, it's from Leah. But I was really weirded out at first.
Anyways.
Do you still have the little red wagon?
Yeah, it's in my classroom. It's actually really cute.
Oh.
It's got a little, like the teacher that had my classroom before me had these like fake flowers in there. She was an art teacher. And so I put in the little red wagon is flowers and then my hand sanitizer and lotion, which actually I didn't need to put the lotion hidden this year.
Oh,
I had
that's
a class
exciting.
last year that I did need to like hide the lotion for that class because they could not be trusted. They would
Interesting.
just walk around with like gobs of it on their hands, smacking each other with lotion. I was like, we're done.
We're done. Anyways, so Teresa was really unwell. We were on a FaceTime call, and Meg was like, well, when does your school year end? And she said, May. And Meg said, well, May is coming up. And it was literally the middle of August. So whenever we're really unwell, we always just say, like, well, May is coming up. It is, you know?
It's always, and that's like,
it's always coming up.
Life lesson, guys. Whatever your May is, it's always coming up.
It's always coming up. There's always something to look forward to.
There's always an end.
There's always an end.
There's always an end to the torture.
Yeah, we're always like thinking about our next trip together. We were already planning our next trip, which is exciting because we have like 3 weeks that we're spending together right now. Meg, why don't you run us through like our timeline for the next few weeks here?
In the past week, we were here on the Cape with Maddie, and her family so kindly hosted us.
And their dog.
Very gracious.
Yes, and Grim. Cannot forget Grim, who has gotten a hold of 2 sets of my headphones.
Two sets.
Yes.
Both wired and unwired.
Which
so no preference.
We were talking about this. Grim is like a very objectively well-behaved dog. His only fault is eating literally everything in sight.
Everything.
I will say it's caused some personal growth for me to know where my stuff is.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
So it's not really Grim's fault. He's a dog.
I also think it's great that I can have other people see my parents' obsession with their dog and their I don't even know their demeanor with this dog, because sometimes I think I'm going crazy. So it's good to see an outside perspective.
No, I told you this. You weren't in the room when this happened. It was like me and your dad and the dog, who maybe when your dad's on the podcast, he can shed some light on this. But he looks at Grim and he goes, you were better than all 3 of my children.
Yeah. Yep. He believes that to his core. So yeah, we've been on Cape Cod this week. Some of our favorite things have been the beachcomber. I love the beachcomber. Everything about it. We did have some strong drinks this time, where last time I think they didn't put any alcohol in our beverages.
Because they thought we showed up with our 3 different state IDs, even though this is a like objectively very touristy spot.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they think they're getting. I don't know. Maybe for a loop. So they like did not put any alcohol.
They
in
thought
our
we were
drinks,
18.
convinced.
Yeah.
They thought we were 18, and we do look solidly over 21.
Yeah. We've been through
Maybe
it.
not Maddie. Maddie's got a young looking face.
Oh, thank you.
She's youthful.
Thank
You and I look
you.
haggard.
It's from our bad years, our bad teaching years.
Yeah. But that was a highlight, the beachcomber. I'm trying to think what else was a highlight. The donut shop always is a highlight. Shout out to Captain Baker Donuts and West Dennis. If you're on the Cape, go visit them.
Yep, and Chatham Bar's Inn. I love going
Oh,
there.
the Chatham Bar's Inn.
I
Yeah.
was spending a whole paycheck on a drink, but I love it there.
Yeah. It was good. I spent a whole paycheck on a mocktail this time too. It didn't even have any alcohol in it. So
You know, the view is unbeatable.
the view is unbeatable. Yeah. They say like world's most beautiful address, and
It really is.
it really is.
really
It really
is.
is. Yeah. Bury me at the Chatham Bar's Inn.
Yeah, so we're at the Cape, and then I am leaving today, sadly, but don't
Ooh.
worry, we will see each other in 5 days.
Yep.
because Maddie and Teresa are flying back to Nebraska and picking up Maddie's car and driving on over to Chicago to my parents' house. Another family adventure there. So Teresa gets to see my family dynamic a little bit more. Than I think she
I
ever
love it.
I
has.
haven't been. I mean, I've been to your place in the city, but I have not been to your parents.
I love her
Yes.
parents' house. I love it.
We do get to have a little bit of a suburban adventure this
I'm
summer.
excited.
That's
Yeah, you'll be
okay.
indoctrinated into the Chicago suburb culture.
Great.
They also have an interesting relationship with their dog.
They
So-
do. They do.
We're getting all the dog. This is like the dog adventures.
Yeah.
which I'm not a dog person. Like, I enjoy dogs, but I did not grow up with pets. Like, I don't have a dog. My parents don't have a dog.
Mm.
So this is new for me.
Yes, I'm still here. Stay in the call.
So they will drive over to my parents, and we are gonna spend the night at my parents. And in the morning, we are driving to Saugatuck, Michigan for my bachelorette party.
Woo!
So excited.
I know, super excited. We are gonna be doing some fun things on the bachelorette, which I'm sure they can recap after.
Mhm.
And then literally a week later, I get married. So
Exciting.
yeah, we will go back to Chicago for a
Mhm.
couple days, do a couple Chicago things, then go to the suburbs again, because I am getting married in the suburbs, and do all the wedding activities, the million wedding activities.
And we're excited for it all. Specifically, Meg is having a hibachi for her bachelorette outside, like at the house. And Teresa and I are in charge of, which we need to figure that out actually today. We're in charge of the sashes that we're gonna wear, and they're all hibachi themed. So we're pretty pumped.
Have a name. I'm very excited. I haven't been to hibachi since I was literally like 14 years old. I went for a friend's birthday, and I remember being like, I love this, and have never been back.
Oh my gosh, hibachi is such a tween.
It's such a tween thing.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be good.
Tween and bachelorette.
Well, now I feel like the at-home hibachis, because it used to just be like,
yeah, you go to bed.
Yeah, that's not true. I went to hibachi when I lived in Tucson. We went for one of our roommates' days to hibachi. I forgot about that.
I've been as an adult, and it was not Benihana's, and honestly, I think Benihana's does it right.
Benihana's does do a good job.
Ours was an underwhelming.
I went to the Benihana's in Vegas.
Oh, I'm sure that was a trip.
Yeah, it was a trip after my brother ran the Vegas half marathon.
My question, I think this at-home hibachi that we got does sake pairings. So I think we are getting sake as well, but I'm unsure about that.
I will say
I do not like sake.
The last and only time I've ever had sake was, this is another Vegas trip story. I went on like I don't know, it was like a weird spring break because it was during COVID, but I went with two of my friends, and my friend's dad and his dad's friend was also down there. And his dad's friend, I think, had just like lost his wife. He was like going through things, and so he really just like, I think, appreciated our companionship, I guess. I don't know, but he like took us out to this really, really, really nice sushi place in Vegas that I will never go to again, but they had the best sake, and I don't even want to know how much that costs. So shout out to Paul. I still remember his name.
Wow.
Thanks, Paul.
Beautiful. Yeah, so I'm excited about the hibachi. I feel like that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
I do think that's gonna be a highlight, and I do think sandwiches on the beach with my future mother-in-law might also be a highlight, because
she's a fun gal.
Is very fun.
I've never met her, and I'm very excited.
Shout out to Leslie. You've never met
No.
Leslie? Oh, she's fun.
Yeah,
and she's a Scottish accent.
Yeah,
which makes her more fun.
Traditions. We watched. Maddie's mom has been.
Why does she know every single wedding movie? So, yeah,
she knows if you need a wedding movie recommendation.
She's
she
a
knows
blog.
all of them. But we watched Maid of Honor, spelled
Made,
with
Patrick Dempsey,
and I don't know the leading lady. She's been in a couple of things, but it's about like there's a wedding in Scotland is involved basically. So she was like, we have to watch this
because Meg is marrying someone who has Scottish heritage or was born in Scotland, I guess.
Yeah, so we are having a kilt wedding. All of Jamie's family is coming over from Scotland, and a lot of them will also be in kilts. So Jamie's groomsmen will be in kilts. Jamie will be in a kilt. It's her black tie in Scotland, so it is.
I guess I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, if something says black tie, it is a kilt. And they wear like a tuxedo top, so it is pretty formal looking. The shoes are a little goofy. The shoes are a little
I didn't even
goofy.
think about the shoes.
They look like nice dress shoes, but then there's this like string that runs through them, and then laces like crisscrosses up some knee-high socks. So when you take it all in, you don't notice, but when Jamie just tried on his shoes, I was like, wow, those are
all
something.
of the groomsmen wearing those shoes?
Yes.
Is your dad wearing those shoes?
Yeah, my dad's wearing a kilt. Yep. So he's wearing the full get up.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. That's I'm also excited to see the kilts. That's also at the top of my list.
I'm excited. You know, it's something different. I love a, cultural moment in the wedding.
Yeah, there will be a bagpiper. But I think that's about it with the Scottish
There's
stuff.
thistle, right? And the flowers.
I took the thistle out of the flowers because thistle is purple and it didn't fully, I'm sure the florist would have done a good job, but it didn't quite match the colors. But thistle has to be in their boutonnieres. Thistle and heather is like the traditional for their boutonnieres. So they have that in their boutonnieres. They don't match your guys' bouquets.
Okay.
Okay.
Exciting stuff that we have going on. Should we get into our wellness checks? I feel like before, though, we do our wellness checks, we need to do one overall wellness check of our physical sense that Teresa said we have not gotten cyclospora, which is exciting.
No, but I did just look up today the numbers, which I don't know how accurate the reporting for this is, but I mean, we're in Massachusetts now and they have only had 1 to 10 cases reported. And as Meg said, the Bachelorette is in Michigan, which right now has the highest number of cases being reported in the US. So we might we've been kind of testing our luck here. I think we might have to avoid the berries and bagged salads in Saugatuck.
Good thing I'll go to Costco in Illinois.
Yeah, Illinois is fine. We'll be okay.
I'm kidding though. I think a week before we need to avoid.
we
Yeah.
just can't.
You know
like,
what? No
yeah.
one's gotten Cyclospora from bagged popcorn or ice cream, or I think we just got to stick to our packaged foods.
I saw a thing. This was so bad, but a teacher being like, "It's really good that the Cyclospora outbreak happened in July, which is the 1 month that teachers can use the bathroom at free will."
Yeah,
It's
literally.
like,
Well,
I
yeah.
also would
wrong.
not want to deal with that with the kids having it.
No.
Could you
Oh my God.
imagine?
No.
The boys can't even make it to the bathroom to throw up.
No, they can't, Meg. I've had 3
Boys
boys
have
throw up in my
no-
classroom.
No physical
yeah,
cues,
no.
I swear.
No. So that's our general physical wellness check there. But anything else we need to discuss before we get into it?
I think we should get into it. We've kind of explained to Meg how this works. I think maybe we'll go first.
Okay.
But yeah, Maddie, you kick it off.
Oh my gosh, this is a lot of pressure. Okay, my wellness check is I'm gonna do a professional one. I feel like I'm always doing professional, but I have been I have a summer job, which is exciting to keep myself a little bit on a schedule and not just like lay in my bed all day because I probably would. And I work selling beach stickers, which just like take your car to the beach. And I do work with a lot of older ladies, specifically between the ages of 75 and 85. So they did hire me to hook up the printer and to log them onto the Wi-Fi. But my ladies give me a lot of fun stories. When I was looking for a summer job, I wanted something that had like the least possible to do with children that I could find. And like this is it. There's no children involved, but I think it's given me a perspective that like all jobs have characters, all jobs have interesting people, not just children. So my last day is on Sunday, which is sad but also exciting. I only had to work 1 day while Meggy and Teresa were here, which was also exciting. But then one of my coworkers did text me every single day about the happenings going on in the town hall. So that's my kind of professional wellness check, is that I'm very appreciative of my summer job for the comedy surrounding it. So I don't know if I left anything out about the comedy.
The comedy and the spending money for Lily Pulitzer.
Yeah. Did I spend my whole paycheck at the Lily Pulitzer sale? Maybe. Sure.
But that money doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Because it's extra money on top of your salary. So it's not real money.
It's not real money.
It's Monopoly money.
It's Monopoly money. Remember when we made Monopoly money?
I think about that though, because I think that making Monopoly money our first 2 years of working, like,
I think you need to backtrack and explain this. When we were in grad school, we joked that our stipend money was Monopoly money because we were not paying rent, and we were also not getting paid by the schools that we taught at. We were getting paid through the university we went to, and we called it Monopoly money.
And I always tell people, I'm like, I made no money, like shockingly low.
Shockingly
low. Federal benefits, like level of money.
Yep.
But I also had no expenses.
No rent. Very low grocery budget because you're living in community.
The gas budget was a whole other thing that I don't want to get into. But long story short, I actually think that it has, like, when you start with that little of money, you like learn how to budget and be savvy, and you learn to prioritize like what you can and can't afford. And I feel like that actually has served me later in life, because now I don't necessarily, I mean, I spend like more than I did, but I also think it's like, oh, I can just save the rest of the money because we weren't saving any money, but for 2 years, it's like,
and you do get a paid for master's degree, which is huge.
It is an investment. It's a major worth it investment.
And all roads led me to my town hall job with my 87-year-old coworkers who have some beef with each other, who are always kind of talking shit about each other, which is just kind of comical.
But they know what's happening around town. We were talking about that.
Yeah, they do.
Like, they have all the info about what's going on.
Which that's a fun in the know.
It is a fun in the know. Yeah. So that's kind of been my wellness check. I'm sad to leave them, but I'm a little bit done with them.
You have big adventures to come.
I have big adventures to come.
And you'll meet some more characters.
And I'll be back.
As we discovered, you can also be called back to help with the polling.
Yes.
If that's something that interests you.
might have to come back for the polling.
Appearance.
Yeah, celebrity appearance for the polling. And you know what? They all have my number and they text me all the time. So I'm sure that they will continue to text me throughout the winter. So it's kind of my wellness check about my job. What about you, Teresa?
Okay, so my wellness check, I'm settling on this being a mental wellness check, but
being here, this is like the epitome of relaxation the last week. Like, you kind of can't be on the Cape and not be relaxed. And I updated, I don't even know what week it was that I was like in a reading route, whatever. I have decided that I think that I am more stressed out during the year than I realize, because I am not really like a frantic stressed person, but I think that's where some of my like intellectual brain block was coming, that I was just like stressed. And I also chose to talk about this because Meg and I were talking at one point about we both like clench our teeth. This is like a really glamorous thing to be talking about. But last year, and I don't know if you want to go like more into depth about this, like you were in a much more stress, or the 24-25 school year was a very stressful one.
It was
for Meg.
And I'm not scared to admit I fell for the charter school and the paycheck they could provide. And it was a very bad situation professionally. I was in the room with 50 sophomores.
Absurd.
And the room was bigger. And you have 3 teachers, but you are team teaching at the same time. And students, you know, there were a lot of behavioral things that came along with that. And it was a school with some high need that maybe wasn't being addressed. So there were a lot of factors that led to a lot of stress. And my dentist did tell me you were grinding your teeth horrendously. I went back recently and they're like, oh, no, you don't grind your teeth. So the change in working atmosphere, monumental.
Drastic difference.
Yeah.
So anyways, I think that while I definitely objectively am not as stressed as you were last year, I think that I need to incorporate some stress reduction into my life during the school year. What that looks like, I'm not sure. I'm open to suggestions. I don't know if either of you have like stress reduction practices that you enjoy.
Online shopping, scrolling on TikTok,
Walking.
We have talked about this
Oh god.
before
I'm
on the
not
podcast.
kidding. It is mentally clearing to go for a walk.
And I love that for you.
It's scientifically proven. I've looked into this because when you're looking at things around you and you're scanning the environment, your brain can't necessarily think about other things that have happened.
And I think like where I live is not the most walkable friendly area, but you know what? It's not the least either. I have
It's
a nice
pretty.
walking path. It's pretty. I live close to family members' houses that I could walk to. So maybe that I need to like be more intentional about my step count situation.
I have allotted, if it is a very stressful work day, the first 10 minutes of my planning period, I will go walk around the block. Because it is really good to just change of environment, reset, and then come back and be like, okay.
Especially because my classroom, I don't know how I'm not vitamin D deficient.
Do you have no windows?
I don't have windows. I have one window that goes into the hallway, and like, so I don't get any sun, and I don't leave the building all day. I will say that was the one thing about teaching in Arizona, and some of the California schools are like this too, where they don't have hallways because they don't have winter. They don't have to worry about like kids walking outside, and so each classroom is like a standalone thing, and you walk outside. So that job, I actually was like, anytime I needed to walk anywhere else, I was outside a bit, and like I had floor to ceiling windows, which I really took for granted. Now I'll like go into my coworker's classroom and just photosynthesize by the window. The bummer is that like my classroom is amazing in all other ways except for the fact that I don't have windows. So anyways, that's my goal for the next school year, is intentional stress reduction.
I think also like doing something mindless. Like we've talked about this on the podcast. Like I love my crafts. I love my embroidering. Like I think I need a craft. Just like I used to always watch like mindless TV. Like that's where I would watch my reality TV. Like, you know, that's just mindless and whatever. But I still felt like I needed to do something. So like, you know, doing my embroidery, doing like my little watercolor, like it's something to focus on, because I feel like my brain is always going a million miles a minute. You can't just go to like nothing. You still have to like do something. So I think finding like an activity where Megs is walking, love that.
And the cross stitch.
Yeah, you do the cross stitch.
That's my big thing. If I'm watching TV, I'm not just watching TV, I'm cross stitching.
Yes.
Like I very rarely just watch TV.
Because the alternative is that which I'll catch myself doing this sometimes, is that you're watching TV and scrolling on my phone.
Yes, exactly.
Which that's like nervous center disaster 101. So
and reading is great stress relief, but you have to force yourself. You literally have to force yourself.
Which I will say, shout out to Maddie's mom. Like, I brought my Kindle and I read an Emily Henry book when I was in California, which I went through like very quickly. But we got here and Maddie's mom had a stack of books and was like, "Oh, pick anyone." And I read this really good book. It's not in front of me.
It's like
the Library of Lost Dollhouses. Would highly recommend, especially if you like it's like historical fiction, but not like so deep you have to know everything that's going on in like an obscure time period. It's like very accessible historical fiction, and it's good because it is like an easy-ish read, but there are also a lot of moving parts that you need to like. It is intellectually stimulating. It's not one of those where it's like you just sit down and you tear through it. So I appreciated that a lot immensely. I think that's my wellness check.
Okay, Meg, are you ready?
I am ready for my
my first wellness check. Not really your first official wellness check.
Yeah, first on the podcast. I think I'm doing financial.
Okay.
I find it extremely weird. So the way teacher paychecks work is most teachers, their salary is allotted over 12 months, most. Or you can opt into doing like a 9-month and they'll give you a lump sum of money like at the beginning of the summer. But it feels very weird to not work and then get a paycheck. So I have this weird mental block of I'm not doing anything, but I'm spending money. So I like freak myself out a little bit. And then I'm like, I don't have any money. And then I actually look and I'm like, no, I do have money. It's okay. But also with wedding planning, all of a sudden money is no object. It is like crazy how quickly you will just shop every single day for something.
Yeah. It's also hard because I feel like there is truly a balance of like, you can't do everything DIY cheap for your wedding or like you will drive yourself insane. Like,
yes. And anything with wedding labeled on it is automatically like 50% more expensive than anything else. So it is a little crazy to me. You can find some loopholes. It's really nice. Jamie's dad works for a supply company and one of their major products is paper. So we have been using his corporate printing services to do like the church pamphlets and stuff like that. And that was such a big cost saver with low lift on my end, but I have driven myself a little bit crazy with some of my DIYs. And I love a DIY. It keeps me busy because back to the financial wellness check, when you leave the house, you spend money. So it is nice for me to have a project at home to keep myself busy in between going to the pool. And I do like a DIY, but it was starting to drive myself crazy a little bit because, cutting 210 menus out is
not ideal.
That's kind of a hell on earth. It really is.
Yeah.
I got carpal tunnel, I think, in my hand. It hurt.
Well, that's why this is a good break. I feel like that's the other hard financial thing about the summer is it's like there will be like a random week in January where I don't spend any money because I'm working and I don't want to leave the house.
Yeah, it's winter. It is hard in the summer, and I do live in a big city, and I have an endless list of things that I want to do that mostly cost some form of money. So it's kind of like I now have some time to bop around when other people are at work and things are less busy. Because in Chicago in the summer, where did all these people come from? Literally they are coming from out of the sewers or something. I'm like, in the winter, you will see no one for blocks, and then in the summer, you're fighting for elbow room on the sidewalk. I don't understand. And it's like on a Tuesday. Wow. And like, I just don't understand it.
Nobody's working.
Nobody's working.
It's like, where is everyone coming from?
I'm like, are you all I'm like looking around. I'm like, you all teachers? Nurses, people who can pick their breaks,
or like vacationers, like maybe like they're going to like Chicago. I don't know.
Well, so that's what we talked about here, where it's like we're out and about on a Wednesday night and the entire world is out on the Cape. But I was like, to be fair, these are like the 2 weeks of year that every single person takes PTO. Yeah. So I really don't think anyone is working.
No. The other part of my financial wellness check too is I feel like or maybe I am at a weird crossroad in life where I am young, but I am looking towards the future. So it's the balance of I should live my life and travel, see my friends while I have time and stuff like that. Versus I should be saving aggressively for a house, for retirement, stuff like that, which I know retirement's not for years and we're probably doomed as teachers, but it's okay. But I'm at a weird crossroad of I should be saving a lot of money, but I also should be enjoying my life because I have very few things tying me down.
I also feel like it is hard as a teacher. I always tell people that, like, I actually think when we have started in our early years of teaching, like, obviously to varying degrees because we live in different places, I don't think that we made, like, we obviously make less than other people when we first started. The biggest thing with teaching is that as we continue on, the gap, like, we're really not going to make that much more than we do now, whereas our peers and, you know, whoever else that are in different careers, they're going to continue to just, like, make a lot more money, which I'm not going to think about that because it's depressing. But
yeah, our potential for growth is not as drastic.
No, but as we've talked, I mean, like, we have a lot of potential for side quests.
We do have time for the side hustle. We do. It is a job too that I think you could have a family. You would not have to quit your job. It is very family.
That's the other thing. Is also it's reliable. Like, I don't think
I could live anywhere.
You could live anywhere, and I really don't think unless something like crazy happens, we don't have to worry about being like laid off in a lurch and trying to find a job.
We're always gonna have a job.
Yeah. So
we also could switch to the public schools.
We could.
And make more money.
And get a pension.
And get a pension.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
It is something. I yo-yo on everything. Saving, spending.
It's a constant back and
forth.
Private
school, public school.
Public school, yeah. It's a lot. Well, thanks for your wellness check, Meg.
Of course.
That was great. Thanks for, sharing with us. Got a little bit of a change of scenery. We're going to finish this podcast by the pool in typical Cape Cod fashion with our hyperfixations. Meg is an avid listener. I would say she's one of our more avid listeners and our probably only avid non-family member listener is Meg. So she knows about the hyperfixation.
And Betty Ann. We got to give a shout out to Betty Ann.
Yeah, we have to give a shout out to Betty Ann. She is an avid listener. And Betty Ann's daughter, Mary Kate, give her a shout out too.
She gets a shout out.
She gets a shout out. They have been very, very helpful in our podcast journey and are good fans. So Meg, we are going to have a timer and we're going to start with our hyperfixations. You only have 30 seconds to talk about something that has kind of been like, I don't know, how would you describe it? Just like on your mind this week? Like
on your mind this week, maybe something you discovered that's new that you really enjoy, a timely thing for our listeners to think about. Get on trend.
Yeah, get on trend. Okay, who would like to start?
I can start.
Okay, I'm going to start the timer. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, and go.
My hyperfixation, which is environmentally timely, is a port muffin, short for Portuguese muffin. You can really only get them on the East Coast. I feel like we went to a Portuguese bakery and the donut shop sells them. They're really good with breakfast sandwiches. It's like a sweet muffin thing. I don't know. It's good. I'll miss them. We're bringing a pack back to freeze.
Oh, 22 seconds. Good. Yeah, the port muffin is like a lighter, sweeter English muffin. And so it's really good on a breakfast sandwich. And Meggy and Teresa are definitely hyper fixated on them. Okay, I'm going to go. Are you ready? You want to do the timer?
Yeah. Ready, go.
My hyperfixation is from none other than the TikTok shop, which does take most of my money, and I buy a lot of products from there. It is the Coco and Eve Tan Enhancer Oil. I have like kind of perfected my tanning routine where I do like a copper tone or Neutrogena SPF, and then I put the tanning enhancer on top of it. You don't have to because it does have SPF 20 in it. And I think it's really done wonders for my tan and wonders for my skin. So highly recommend, and you can get it on Amazon.
Exactly 30. I will also say I'm very proud of all three of us this trip because we've spent a lot of time in the sun and we haven't really gotten burned. We've had some minor burns that have tanned out like the next day.
Yeah,
So,
no
cheers to
peeling, no. I think we've done a really good job with our sun protection. All right, Meg, are you ready for your first hyperfixation?
I know, a little scared to be timed.
Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
And go.
All right, my hyperfixation are pastéis de nata, going along the Portuguese theme here with food. They are basically a sweet custard-filled flaky pastry, and they are very hard to find other places, and these were phenomenal. So buttery, so flaky, amazing. Had one yesterday, bought one for Maddie's dad, ate his today. Sorry, John.
He was actually just asking me, he was like, is there any more of those? And I was like,
I did share with Teresa, so.
28 seconds. Good job, Meg. Yeah, we've had I feel like a lot of Portuguese food.
It was so good.
I guess strictly just bakery food, but yeah, we went to a lovely bakery in Provincetown yesterday, and that was John's one request, and Teresa and Meg both got them too and loved them.
I will say he did get one. We didn't eat all of his.
Oh yeah, no.
He got one.
He got one.
But he had the potential to have two.
And we did not let him have that potential.
You know what?
He can go back.
Yeah, he can go back. He lives here.
Okay, our final part of our podcast is what we're taking with us this week, which is kind of just like an abstract statement about something we are reminding ourselves this week, usually something uplifting. And Meg, you have a lot going on this week, so I feel like this will be a good thing to take as a reminder. But one of us can go first, so we're not putting you on the spot.
Okay.
I can go first.
Okay.
I think what I'm taking with me based on what we have been talking about, is that there's not a roadmap for a way to do things. And, you know, like, should you spend money? Should you save money? How do you de-stress? What summer job do you do? Like, we're kind of all just working with, and I feel like I've been seeing a lot lately, which is like super cheesy. Everyone that's like, if you're 27, that means that you're in like season 1, episode 1 of a sitcom, which I don't think that's entirely true all the time, but I feel like it is a good reminder that it's like we have a lot of life ahead of us and we're going to make mistakes, and that's okay.
That was beautiful. I love that.
Thank you.
What I'm taking with me is kind of something like I like when I get a little existential, I do think about it, but my mom was saying she was like, what are the odds that you guys were like the 3 leadership gals in your program and you like remained good friends? Like, everything happens for a reason. I'm from the East Coast, Teresa's from the West Coast, Meg's from right in the middle in the Midwest, and we all met. And so I think that's just like another thing to remind yourself that like life always works out, and like you never know where you're gonna find like good people or good situations or good experiences. And even when like things seem like stressful or not something you'll enjoy, like you might get like really, really out of it. So to just like take life as it is and enjoy the ride, I guess.
I was gonna say, this is like, you know, the 5-year anniversary of Maddie and I had, Maddie more so than me, but we both had like kind of not great things happen to us at the end of our first grad year summer. I think it would then, like, in 5 years, you would all be still friends, spending a week on time of your lives, like,
and going to bridesmaids in Meg's wedding.
yeah, exactly. It's like very, you know, I think our little 21, 22-year-old selves would have needed that.
Would have needed that. Yeah. So, all right, Meg, are you ready?
All right, I am piggybacking because I think with, you know, stress of wedding planning, having travel plans, spending a lot of time with different people, sometimes you get wrapped up in the, oh, this is stressful, I don't have a lot of time, or it's a lot of effort. But what a privilege to have friends to come visit, and what a privilege to have a wedding with everyone who you know and love at it. So I'm just taking away kind of enjoy the time with the people and maybe a little less focus on the stress of making it happen, because, you know, community takes effort. So you are going to have to put effort in to have your community, but it's nice when you have it.
Oh, that was beautiful. I love that.
If you want a village, you need to be a villager.
Yep.
Oh, that was cute. I liked that.
I didn't make that up.
I know, but I've heard that, but that was good to add to this.
Thank you.
So sound off in the comments where you think our next trip should be. We already kind of have it planned, but
Yeah,
like
we have an idea.
but we'll take suggestions. I mean, what's a good girls trip?
Also, if you could plan the itinerary and everything, we'd love that too.
Yeah, we'd love that too.
Just Venmo request us.
Yeah, we love exploring new places, but like as Lisa explains to everyone, like we spent 2 summers like in Omaha just along for the ride. We can make fun wherever we go. We
tell people about some of the places we've been and they're like, what do you do? I'm like, what do you not do?
What do you not do? We love a good bar. We love a good restaurant.
Yep.
We love an ice cream place. We love a bakery.
We love lying in bed together, not talking to each other.
Yeah, we love scroll time.
Taking a walk, reading a book.
Taking a walk. You can take a walk, read a book, and get a cocktail in any place. So add some sound off in the comments where we should go next. And anything else before we close out?
No, just thank you again, Meg, for being here. And
everyone wish Meg well wishes on her upcoming nuptials and her wedding. And Meg will definitely be back on the podcast, probably on a future trip.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for listening. Say bye, Meg.
Bye.